This is me in North Korea. I'm in my hotel room reading a book about how to make revolutionary films, written by the dear leader, General Kim Jong-il. Or rather, this is me pretending to read a book about how to make films, written by the dear leader, because every day we had to give all our tapes to the North Koreans, and every night, when we were sleeping, the so-called video specialists went through the material in order to be absolutely sure that we love and respect the dear leader. So please keep in mind that all the footage in this movie has been filmed with the sentiments of the North Korean secret police in mind. Because of this, the only person in the movie who could ever speak his mind freely was Jacob Nossell, one of the two Danish-Korean comedians whom I brought with me to North Korea to set up a show for the dear leader. Jacob is a spastic. He uses the term spastic himself, and if the North Koreans ever were able to understand the Danish language, they would never be able to understand spastic Danish. In practice, it would work something like this. He's saying that it's such a beautiful place. Yes. He really likes it. In his book, the dear leader writes that a film should begin on a small scale and end grandly. Or, in his own words, if the beginning is too complicated, it will be difficult to follow the development of the story as the picture progresses, unquote. He is absolutely right. Let's keep it simple and begin on a small scale, as small and simple as this. Comedy is the soft spot of all dictatorships.
The Russian artists expressed their feelings of infinite respect and admiration to leader Kim Jong-il through their graceful and enthusiastic rhythm. They put on the stage the female group dances Veryojka and Riva Volga, mixed group dances to the memory of the defenders of the country, Petrushuka and Dance of Holidays, trio dance, Dance of Humors, song and dance Night in the Suburbs of Moscow and Katyusha, Russian song My Moscow, Korean songs, the song to commemorate Kim Jong-il and other colorful items. Leader Kim Jong-il sent a basket of flowers in congratulation of their successful performance. All the performers and spectators expressed their greetings of best wishes for Kim Jong-il, who is steering the Korean Revolution and the cause of making the world independent to victory under the uplifted banner of ever-victorious Sundance.
Vi skal ned og hente en gave til den store leder.
Simon Jul was the other Danish-Korean comedian who went with me to North Korea.
Kæft, hvor er det vi. Jeg har ikke set du.
Here he is in Denmark together with Jacob, preparing for our comedy show. I had promised the North Koreans that the show would not contain any kind of ideology, and we also had to consider the language barrier as well as the enormous cultural gap between Denmark and a country such as North Korea, which has been kept in hermetically sealed cultural isolation for more than 50 years. So giving Simon a crash course in good old-fashioned tap dancing seemed like a natural thing to do. Because it was going to be cultural exchange, I decided to introduce the North Koreans to one of the most innocent classical Danish comedy sketches, which is the sketch about Mrs. Christoph. She is a senior citizen transvestite who has a strange relationship with the shop owner who talks like a spastic.
Tak som byder. Tak som byder.
To make it as good as possible, we even did a workshop with the original Danish actors behind the sketch.
Du går og synger. Jeg går i bag. Må jeg have ikke bag.
Det er jo stadig diktatur, er det ikke det?
Jo. Det vælger vi ikke at kalde det.
Ja.
Altså. Diktatur, det skal du faktisk sige. Ja, diktatur. Diktatur, både først og sidst. Diktatur, både først og sidst.
Har du været dernede før?
Nej, Nordkorea.
Ja.
Ej, det er gennem legalt. Hvorfor skulle man det?
Det ved jeg heller ikke.
Sådan selvmordsjazz.
Er I begge to født i Sydkorea?
Ja.
Okay.
En
Så er der sådan fra
forvar.
Nordkorea. Jeg ved faktisk ikke, om finder sted. Ved du, om der gør det?
Ej, det må ikke er krænkende.
Ja, det er krænkende.
For
Hvor mange år har du boet i Danmark? For du var helt lille.
Jeg er 18 år.
Ja, hvor gammel er du i dag?
Er ikke en kring.
Nå, okay.
Det er første gang, at både Jacob Simon skal til Korea overhovedet.
Hvor er han gået en kring for det?
Du lukker tasken op og tager.
Jeg er ikke færdig med til det her nogensinde.
Nobody knows how many people live in North Korea. Sometimes the capital, Pyongyang, looks like a city after the explosion of a neutron bomb. The buildings remain, all the people have disappeared. I know for sure that the people who are allowed to live in Pyongyang are the people the regime trusts the most, the sycophants and the informers. But like the rest of the North Koreans, they are kept in a constant state of fear of war, and a fear of the Iron Gauntlet of the dear leader. All travel to and from Pyongyang is restricted, and foreigners cannot move around freely.
No, he's not a baby. When you treat him like baby, it's very not honorable.
Oh, yeah.
So
I restricted it.
he's doing a lot of things himself.
We are Koreans.
I don't feel Korean.
Oh, you don't feel Korean.
No, I feel Danish because I've been all my life and I don't speak the language, I don't write.
Oh, you don't write. You
No.
don't try to learn.
No. So,
But I think as Korean, you have to know Korean.
yes,
Korean language.
maybe.
I'll teach you Korean here.
We are very
Yes, we are very open for the new language and for the new culture.
These are the first recordings of Mrs. Park. She stayed with us in the hotel and never left us alone. She was the caretaker of the virtual reality which the North Koreans had arranged for us in advance. Everywhere we went, everyone we talked to, everything we sensed had been prepared by Mrs. Park. Her loyalty to the dear leader knew no limits, and never once did she stray away from her obligations as his servant. I am sure that Mrs. Park had learned to speak English in the army.
The target, what you want is
Her English was made for interrogations, not for small talk.
How do you count in Korean? 1, 2.
하나, 둘,
둘,
셋,
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 넷,
넷,
다섯.
다섯,
Oh, your pronunciation is very good. Again, please. 하나,
하나, 둘, 셋,
Oh, okay, very clever you are. Again, please. 하나.
하나,
Again, please repeat. 하나.
하나, 셋, 둘, 다섯.
Okay, not perfect.
둘, 다섯.
Again.
No, I don't want to learn.
How was it for you to meet Simon and Jacob at the airport?
Too emotional. I can't express my mind in a word.
Why was it emotional?
National emotion.
National emotion.
I'm too glad
We are also glad.
to express my mind.
Okay, it's okay.
But do you think when they are going to perform, when they're going to do their show, do you think the audience will feel the same way when they see them? Yes?
Their feeling will the same, I think, with me.
Later that day, we gathered at the banks of the Taedong River, which cuts through Pyongyang. Present was Mrs. Park, the general director of the National Film Corporation, and the theater director Jong Se-jin, who had been assigned to making our stage play seem presentable to a North Korean audience. Meanwhile, a North Korean photographer was busy filming everything we did, and during all of our stay in North Korea, he was present to make sure we only did politically correct filming. But now it was time for the first rehearsal of our comedy show. The North Koreans had no idea about what was going to hit them. Now, for the first time in the DPRK, The Princess and the Pea by the famous Danish fairy tale author Hans Christian Andersen. There was once a prince,
옛날 옛적에
and he wanted a princess, but then she must be a real princess. There was a terrible storm. It thundered and lightened, and the rain poured down in torrents. Then she took 20 mattresses and piled them on top of each of the pea. In the morning, they asked the princess how she had slept.
공주에게
And then it's finished. I have been told that the most important thing to notice when dealing with Koreans is not what they say with their voices, but what they say with their faces. Judging from this, the rehearsal was a total disaster. The important question then is, why did they not cancel everything at once? What kind of country would allow a show as bad and bizarre as ours to be staged in a national theatre in the capital city? Did they continue because of politeness, or did they continue because we could be used for propaganda?
Thank you!
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, did he enjoy the show?
재미나게 봤습니까?
아직은 잘 모르겠어.
So far, I
다
can't sure.
들으니까.
아주 기쁨과 만족을 줘야 되게끔
Your
해야
show
되는
should
것만큼
satisfy our people.
Yes.
That's why he's going to
Work with us.
work with
우리
you
연출가
so that they can get applause from the audience.
Yes.
I don't understand.
You don't understand.
그런 것들을 좀 연구해서 심하시자 말이야.
He's going to improve his acting, I think.
No,
No.
I will not. You must tell your friend that this is like asking a piano player to play a beautiful piece of music without a piano.
Because it's a very different show when they have all their costumes, because they're dressed in beautiful red dresses and...
We have tomorrow,
Yeah.
and tomorrow he will see with the costumes.
Anyway, the main point is that we should amuse the audience.
Yes, of course. Applause is the wine of artists.
그것은 바로
Men prøv at høre. Du skal tænke, at glasset altid er halvt fyldt.
Men jeg kan træne det her, og det kan stå med min ærende, vil også være et andet produkt.
Det skal nok gå. Jeg er sikker på, at det bliver godt.
Okay.
Det skal nok blive godt, jeg er sikker på det. Lad os gå op på hotellet. But to tell you the truth, I was not sure about anything. I only had my working theory that somehow, by using Jacob as the X-factor, I could achieve what no one had done before: expose the very core of the evilness of North Korea.
Det er en fladrykket læderskildpadde, som de har derovre, som kun lever 3 steder i verden. Og en af habitaterne er på Galapagosøerne. Det er også det, der vist nok hedder en Galapagos-skildpadde. Den har de så et lille bitte akvarium med.
Jeg har ikke særlig mange.
Nej, alle butikkerne er gemt.
Gemt?
Ja.
Hvorfor?
Fordi i det socialistiske system, så er de ikke reklamer.
Nå.
Så det kan godt være, der er en butik derinde. Men de har ikke brug for ligesom at markedsføre den. At this point, there were lots of things that Jacob did not know about Pyongyang. Basically, the city is a set-piece city, where all the citizens work as extras in the never-ending stage plays of the regime, centered around the personality cult of Kim Jong-il and his father Kim Il-sung, the founder of North Korea.
President Kim Il-sung and leader Kim Jong-il were always together on the road of devotion for the country and people.
Day after day, the people of Pyongyang struggle to preserve the illusion that North Korea is a workers' paradise, when in fact it's the most heartless and brutal totalitarian state ever created. Or maybe heartless is a wrong word to use, because in the nightmare that is called North Korea, everybody is guilty, everyone is under suspicion, and it's only because of the tender-hearted nature of the dear leader that all the citizens are not in prison awaiting execution.
Eksercitstræning.
It's under. They are still training, so you better not shoot.
Cannot film them. Okay.
Not perfect one.
Next off was the ritual most foreigners coming to Pyongyang have to undertake: the bowing and presenting of flowers at the statue of the great leader Kim Il-sung, the father of Kim Jong-il. Since we were going to be pushing the envelope, I decided to use the ceremony at the statue as a litmus test.
Book.
I have brought a book by the great Danish worker hero Piet Hein. He was like a socialist hero, and I would like to read aloud a nice little poem by him, What Love is Like. It says, love is like a pineapple, sweet and undefinable, when we are in front of the statue.
Oh, is this wishing what?
What?
Wishing for what?
As a gesture to your dear leader. Like a something from Denmark. Is that okay?
Let me ask. 이제 이거를 껐다가 증정하기 전에 저 동상 앞에서 끝없이.
Det kunne sige godt det. Men skulle vi ikke gå op til statuen?
Jo, jeg tror, vi skal op nu. De skal bare lige...
Ruse. Okay.
Okay? Oh, thank you. Kamsahamnida.
3, 4, 5. Langsomt op.
Love is like a pineapple, sweet and undefinable. But the Danish artist Piet Hein is not a socialist hero.
Sing et sus.
And while we're at it, I am not a weird mixture of a cryptofascistic, avant-garde theater director and documentary maker who happens to love the dear leader. And the name of our theater group, the Red Chapel, was not chosen because red is the color of socialism, which I told the North Koreans. In fact, the Red Chapel was a code name used by a communist spy cell which operated in Nazi Germany.
How do you feel when you are here?
Oh.
I'm terribly sorry. I'm sorry.
It is really greatest loss for our Korean people.
This is another kind of theater, but it's wrong to view it just as such. When you consider the fact that Kim Il-sung and his son Kim Jong-il are personally responsible for starving between 1 and 2 million North Koreans to death during the big famine of the 90s, Mrs. Park's crying really makes sense. She has lived through a crime against humanity which she can never think nor talk about. So crying in honor of the great leader is the only way North Koreans can ventilate the pain and terror they must feel inside.
Are you okay?
Please.
please have happy days.
I'm very happy.
Happy here. You feel happy here. Then I'm also happy. I'm very glad. I want nothing more. If you are happy, then that's all. Both of you.
I think the North Koreans greenlighted Jacob, Simon and I because they know good propaganda when they see it. Two adopted Danish-Korean comedians returning for the first time to Korea, but choosing the North instead of the South. Jacob, as a handicapped person, could also be of good use to them. For a long time it has been claimed that handicapped persons in North Korea are either killed at birth or shipped off to camps for non-desired citizens, where they soon will die. Maybe the North Koreans saw in Jacob an opportunity to prove otherwise, by being very, very nice to him.
I feel him like
At this point, Mrs. Park had only known Jacob for a few hours.
I feel him like my son. More than my son, really. More than my son. If I were his mom, I would not send him too far away. It's not mother's work to be apart with their children.
But my mother sent me away because she could not take care of me.
In fact, I'd like to live with you here, all of you. Welcome.
Thank you.
To our tellers.
Thank you. Jeg kunne tænke, at vi får lov til at få en modkorrekt uniform der.
Hun tager godt nok fat.
You'd better explain him how it looks in Danish.
Yes. Det er en uniform, den store leder går rundt i, som er formet som en vindjakke, og så er der jakkesætsbukser til, og så er den sådan sporty.
됐습니까? 수고하셨습니다. Bye bye. Afternoon, see you.
Next morning, we were submitted to the full power of the North Korean group mind. They took us to a showroom school in Pyongyang, where some of North Korea's most gifted, talented and well-fed children are kept.
Let's become true sons and daughters, faithful to the respected father, Marshal Kim Jong-il.
Så er der harmonika.
To finish it off, Jacob and Simon were brought to the stage and given a huge applause. This was their homecoming. But during all the festivities, I failed to notice the huge emotional impact the experience had on Jacob.
Det kunne jeg ikke. For fanden.
Men Jacob, sådan her skal du ikke sidde og sige, når de sidder og kigger på os. For nu spørger de, hvad de siger.
Ja,
hvad du siger.
Og vi arbejder med ham.
Ja, ja.
Kan du ikke klare det?
Nej. Men jeg bare ikke gøre noget. Men jeg hjælper.
Ja, jeg er fuldstændig hjælper.
Ja.
Det eneste, vi kan gøre, er, at vi bliver nødt til at holde sammen, jo ikke? Og så støtte hinanden.
Men han var konkret arbejde. Jeg hader det er unfair. Jeg ved ikke, hvor mange gange smilefag og løg og rådhæng og det er bare for meget nogle gange.
Who was to blame for Jacob's breakdown? My official explanation was this. Jacob was crying because of his first meeting with the terrible, irresistible beauty of a total dictatorship. A strangely attractive, yet demonic and perverted kind of togetherness, which he could never be a part of because of his handicap. But there's also another, more uncomfortable explanation. Jacob was crying because of me, and the wicked games of lying and role-playing that I had landed him in. If the North Koreans were using Jacob for their own propaganda purposes, so was I, maybe in a more cynical and manipulative way. It was, after all, not the dear leader who had persuaded Jacob to come to North Korea.
Can you buy these?
Oh, no.
No.
We don't sell.
No.
You can have honor to have such banner,
Okay.
like our people.
Okay, that would be.
Do you eagerly want to have
Yes, very much.
the portrait badge of our
Yes,
president?
very much. I
Very
will
much.
wear with honor.
Oh, is this something?
What
Yeah.
about
I'll tell
And Jacob
to our
will
senior
too.
officer. You too?
Yeah.
Oh.
Expecting that Mrs. Pak had seen the tapes where Jacob was crying, I told him that he should begin writing a fake diary. A diary where he would explain that the beautiful scenery at the school and the warmth of all the children had brought him to tears.
So wonderful. Every day I keep your diary. And I translate your diary to our director.
Det er wonderful. Nej, hører du det?
Det er fordi, hun arbejder for efterretningstjenesten.
Ja. Men det vil bare være penge meget opmærksom på, at alting skal være wonderful og...
Ja, alt skal være dejligt.
Ja.
Ja, det skal det.
Ja. But I enjoy being here so much. Have you a good time in the game?
Yes. Yes. Unforgettable day it was with you, Danish people. Especially you, with you, Jacob.
And Simon.
And Simon.
Before coming to Pyongyang, we had agreed with the North Koreans that a school band would be rehearsing and performing with Jacob and Simon, backing their songs with music. But to our surprise, the school band was nowhere to be seen at the premises. The only people in the theatre appeared to be us, Mrs. Pak, the director Jung Se-jin, and a group of functionaries.
Miss Pak, will the girl and boy band be here today?
After showing your performance.
But I think it would be nice if they could see together with us.
But first, they are going to see your show.
Ah, okay.
After seeing your performance first, and
Okay.
then we will decide whether they come.
For the first time in the DPRK, Jul and Nossell from the Red Orchestra. Woo! It's poetry about the independence of the cat. A little pussycat.
A little pussy that, what
Yes,
does it
a
mean?
cat.
Pussy, or with...
No, a cat. In English you can say pussycat or cat. It's you know, a cat.
Pussy.
Meow.
Meow, pussy,
Yes.
what does it mean?
It just means you say in English instead of cat, the long word is pussycat.
Oh, long word, to make it long.
Yes, it's the sweet version of cat.
Oh, yes.
네. 생각하자고.
그러니까
이제요.
고양이, 너는 누구냐? 나는
Now Mr. Nossell and Mr. Jul will do a famous Danish sketch which is known as Miss Christoph.
Det var dog en nydelig lille bæks, I har fået banket ned her. Er det godt, hr. Mathisen? Tak for i dag.
Will you come up here so we can discuss?
No, we ourselves will discuss.
Okay.
Here and then.
Jeg tror, at du bliver nødt til at fortælle dem, vi kan ikke imponere, vi kan grine og grines af, og det må de forstå.
Ja, det er komedie.
Ja.
Mrs. Park, I just need to say something which Jacob wants to tell you. And that is that it's very important that you understand that they are comedians. So our audience should laugh of them.
Not go wow.
Det er vandet, ikke? Det er jo, altså, der er jo ingenting i det, der er sjovt.
Ja.
Der er ikke, der er ingen, der kan.
Men det tror jeg, de vil. Jeg tror godt, de kan lide, at I er dårligere end dem.
Ja, det var også det, der var meningen med det hele, var det ikke?
Ej, altså. Jeg kunne godt tænke mig, hvis de kan komme til at
Kan du tage dine
grine.
solbriller af? Jeg får paranoia af dine solbriller.
Gør du det?
Let's discuss then.
Let's discuss.
Little bit shorten.
Shorten?
Just creating another story, but it can be mixed with all your most of your items.
제일
What
재미난
I
것이
felt
이제 마지막
interesting most, Mrs. Christopher.
So he likes Miss Christopher?
Yeah.
썰어져서
Costume is very
바로
very
그걸
interesting.
보고 이제와 같은
That's
생각을
why
빼냈다고.
he just at the moment seeing their costume and their acting, it was wonderful. That's why he thought of it.
Oh,
He
okay.
thought of the very story on this place. There are two brothers. They are living a traveling performance.
사이먼
Simon.
힘겹게
The North Koreans surgically removed everything of Danish origin from the comedy show and replaced it with the story and content made up by Mr. Jung Se-jin, their director. If our comedy show had suffered from a lack of logic, continuity, as well as quality, the North Koreans replaced it with a show which was even more bizarre and grotesque. The only Danish elements that survived the censorship were some rudiments of Mrs. Christoph, which seemed to have impressed the North Koreans. Apparently, cultural exchange in North Korea is a one-way affair, which means that you only exchange North Korean culture.
Let's make one story all together into one. It's
But what about their songs? And what about the small stories from Denmark?
Let's not do that, and only this story make it very interesting.
But now it's gone.
Why?
All the work we have done is gone.
그러니까 내가 없어졌다니까. Anyway, let's try to in this way.
Yes.
And at first time.
Can we have discussed Mads and I, just us?
Yeah, we just talk. Yes.
Men her er ikke vigtigt, og...
Men skal vi ikke? Vi bliver nødt til at rulle med sagene. Men vi skal insistere på, at I skal spille med bandet.
100%.
Jeg spørger dem lige, Simon.
Om hvad?
Om de kan spørge bandet nu, om de vil spille, ikke? What I really dream about in my heart is that they can play Wonderwall together with the school band.
Let's sing together our song.
Your song?
Yeah.
But then you must also, as a gesture towards Simon and Jacob, play Wonderwall with them. I think it's very important.
감정과 아이들이 학생들이니까 아직.
They are still pupils. They cannot match their emotion, and then.
But Ms. Park, because it's very important for me that you understand that this is a project about cultural exchange and cooperation. It's about meeting each other through the music. And they were so gifted, so I simply don't believe that it's not possible for them to play with Jacob and Simon.
학생들하고 좀 토론해 보십시오.
학생들하고 토론.
Let me discuss with my pupil then.
Good. Thank you.
But the big difference between the Danish comedy show and the North Korean version was the role Jacob played. Beforehand, he had been jumping around on the stage, screaming and cheering, but now he was to sit in his wheelchair most of the time, while Simon did all the acting. But the North Koreans had more plans for Jacob.
There's a scene where Jacob stands up from the chair, and then he makes a steps.
That's my favorite scene.
It's a kind of acting of.
Oh, so they will think that he is not handicapped, but that he is playing handicapped.
Yeah.
Yes, I understand. Yes. So, Jacob, har du fået fat i det?
Jeg spiller måske som handicappet.
De må ikke vide, at du er handicappet inden. Og så når du kommer ind, så sidder du i rullestol. Og så når du rejser dig op af rullestolen, så skal du gøre det på en måde, så folk tror, du spiller handicappet. Men at du ikke er handicappet i virkeligheden.
Nej, nu må de stoppe. Nu må de stoppe, Mads.
Men han skal bare gøre, hvad han altid gør.
Nu må galskaben stoppe. Nu må vi tage ham på hotel og diskutere det her. Det går simpelthen ikke. Nu han er jo stukket af fra ham. Han er jo...
Lad os prøve at gøre det.
Nej, fondygryden er kogt over.
Jacob, prøv at høre. Det handler om, at du gør, hvad du altid gør. Så kan han tænke sit, okay?
Hvad siger du, Jacob?
Men jeg forstår det bare ikke.
Jeg forstår det heller ikke. Nu må vi se, hvad der sker.
Jeg forstår alt.
Ja, men det skal du nok holde for dig selv, det du forstår. We are ready to Simon just need to finish his dressing.
Yes.
He.
At the moment.
Watching from behind my shades, I was eagerly waiting for the defining moment, the moment when the naked truth about the North Korean mentality would appear. Maybe it was there all the time, right in front of me. Or maybe the North Koreans were simply doing what anybody would have done if they had been given the almost impossible and absurd task we had presented them with. Maybe, but it's important to remember that in North Korea, human beings are being used as pixels on the enormous flat screens of the regime. Each and every little pixel is a person holding a colored piece of cardboard. The message is this: either you play ball with the dear leader, or you don't play ball at all.
Nå, nu griner du ikke så meget, hva'?
Nej.
Tossebold.
Det er for sådan.
Jamen, så bare sig, du kan bare gå ud.
Wow. Ja, for det er min arm. Er kornet, når det er fint, men det
er din ene arm, ligger den anden?
Ja. Når det er lige en
okay, skal jeg forklare det?
Ja.
Det ser fandme godt ud. Ja!
Hej.
Fanden er vi?
Next morning, they brought us to the Ministry of Culture. The purpose of the visit was to present our gift to the dear leader, which is a ceremony of great importance.
And Vice Minister of Culture?
Of culture?
Vice Minister of Culture, yes.
Glad to meet you.
Well, this morning in my hotel room, I was watching international satellite television. And on the BBC News, they had a very negative and very biased newscast about how the DPRK supposedly are preparing a missile test.
By now, my understanding of the North Korean mentality was second to none. So I gave a rambling, incoherent speech, which would probably have landed me in prison if I had been speaking everywhere else but North Korea.
If you ask me, I would rather have that Denmark also would be testing missiles in order to defend our independence and territory.
In a way, North Korea is a sanctuary for crazy people.
I will read this aloud for you. To the dear leader, General Kim Jong-il, from the children of Denmark, with love and respect, your friends Jul and Nossell. And for your dear leader, we have prepared a piece of equipment that can be used in the art of making pizza. The traditional way of making pizza, you have a very hot oven. You make the pizza and put nice thing on. Not pineapple. No. And under the pizza, and into the hot oven. Mom.
The dear leader, according to books written about him, really loves pizza. But it sure seemed as if the dear leader doesn't share his pizza.
We will deliver your gift respectfully to our dear leader, Comrade Kim Jong-il.
감사합니다.
Thank you for your good speech. Thank you for your knowing our Korea, Pyongyang very well.
힘이 되는 얘기를 많이
You
해줬습니다.
inspire us.
감사합니다. 27일 날 그 무슨 좋은 공연한다는 얘기도 들었는데.
I heard your performance will show
Oh, he will be in the audience.
네, 시간을 좀 봐가지고.
What a big honor.
You did a good job.
Oh, I was very nervous.
Yes, I was also nervous.
Yeah, I'm sweating all over.
Yes, and I may maybe go toilet.
Yeah.
맞아. 무슨 말인지 모르겠구나. 포차.
이거 følge med mig.
Det går godt med fløjt. Det går fint.
Og man her hvor min mund.
Turn it over. First, take it away all the very
Men må gøre med her hvor min mund kan jeg lave.
Jacob asks if instead of the whistle, if he can use his voice, because it's difficult for him to whistle.
말로 하면
I think communication should be done through whistles.
But
그것이
Miss Park,
숨이 차면
So
숨이
if
차면
he feels out of breath while blowing whistle,
Yes.
he should express his very anxious mind with his gesture.
Jeg må ikke sige.
Ingen lyde.
Hvorfor ikke?
Det ved jeg ikke. Jo, det ved jeg godt, men ingen lyde. Jeg har aldrig set noget lignende. Men prøv at høre, Jacob, prøv at høre. Symbolikken i alt det, der foregår her, er jo til at skære i. Så tyk er den.
Men kan jeg bare sige, hvor de gerne også kan søge med mig, og de hjælper mig, og de smiger, og de kærer til mig. Men samtidig kan jeg ude med mærke godt, mærke gænger for at de har til mig. Og det gør mig paranoia gammel tusind. Ja.
Jeg har det sgu lidt mærkeligt.
Jeg har aldrig meget.
Nu ruller vi med stenen, ikke?
Ja.
Nej, der siger du lige. Altså, der skal du spille guitar.
Hvilke stemmer?
그저 이렇게만 계속 치지 말고.
Jamen, hvad skal du have? Du skal vinke lidt ud til publikum. In North Korea, people who are trusted by the regime are given a pin which shows the face of the great leader and sometimes also his son, Kim Jong-il.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you. Very wonderful. Thank you very much.
If you wear these pins on your chest, it means that you are part of the circle of trust.
I'm very happy when you have the portrait badge of our president. We have his portrait badge near to our heart, you see?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But I thought that this should have been, you know, a more formal ceremony. No?
I think what you think in your heart is in your heart.
It's so I cannot believe it.
When we were not rehearsing the comedy show, they took us sightseeing.
And in this operation, we killed and captured more than 24,000 enemies. Especially, we destroyed here U.S. 24th Infantry Division.
This American airplane was shot down by our Lady Anti-Aircraft Hunting Team.
About 600 children can have lunch at a time.
This is the quintessential nature of North Korea. I believe they are clapping because they are scared. They are performing a piece of theater in honor of the camera, and they keep on clapping as long as the camera stays with them.
어떻습니까? 10년 젊어진 것 같지 않습니까?
Don't you feel 10 years younger?
Yes, it was so vitalizing to experience the joy and happiness of these sweet little children. Thank you so much.
Jeg vil mere med omkommer af fugle her og man.
한 번만 더.
By now, Jacob and I had been reduced to mere spectators, while the director and Mrs. Park were working with Simon. Although we originally had agreed that the comedy show should not contain politics and ideology of any kind, Mrs. Park suddenly thought otherwise. It was an offer we could not refuse.
So, one heart, one mind, and one career. And for this, let's live and die all together.
Yes. Yes.
Very beautiful.
You see, our dear leader, President Kim Il-sung, tried all his life
Miss Park. We understand.
We understand. So don't try to explain because we already know.
We know.
We know.
Yes.
A new reward for being good collaborators awaited us in the theater, the school band. Now the youngsters were allowed to see the show as well as to play music with Jacob and Simon.
시몬 줄과 야코브 노셀은 단마르크에서 인기 있는 실력 배우들입니다.
This would be the first test of how a North Korean audience reacted to Jacob and Simon.
hand in hand. You better one step forward and then
그거 하나의
say
마음 하나의 그거.
one mind, one
heart, one mind,
하나의 심장, 하나의 마음.
one Korea.
That's promise. What about? No? No more. 그저 거기까지만 합시다.
Together we live, together we die.
많이 나아졌어. 많이 나아졌어.
Far better, much better.
Yes, almost
Than
there.
yesterday.
Yes. Have the teacher decided whether they can practice a Wonderwall with the students?
I asked several times the teacher. They can play the music whenever, when they have just confidence. They haven't confidence.
Enough to play it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They feel very sorry not to do it.
Yeah. The demilitarized zone between the north and the south of Korea is the last fault line of the Cold War. On each side of the border, huge military forces are assembled, permanently ready for war. A war which surely will drown the entire Korean peninsula in a pool of blood and fire, as the North Koreans like to phrase it.
We should be in a hurry in this area. More than 459 meetings were held here. Since March 1991, those meetings stopped because of U.S. side. They violated armistice agreement.
Just to be sure, if you were over there, then you will be in South Korea. This is South.
Yeah, south.
Can I ask a question?
하나 물어봐도 되는데.
Can I try to travel to the country where I was born?
갈 수 있습니까?
By walking around the table?
여기를 걸어가도 이렇습니까?
지금은 걸어가도
At present, it's allowed.
감사합니다.
Hvordan er det?
Bare man ingen forklaring er sjovt, at man for 19 år siden har været her.
보다 찍었으면 바깥에 나가서.
If you've done, you'd better show picture outside.
이쪽으로 흰선 바꿔.
Don't just step the white line.
Jacob wants to know if he and Simon can sing us a small song.
What song? Small song?
It's a song about that it's okay to be afraid as long as you know that we have each other.
우리한테 하대는 일은 아닙니까?
정철이
Isn't it
노래 좀 한 절 하나
bad for us?
노래 하나 좀
No,
부르겠대.
it's good. It's
Against us?
선전.
no, it's for you. It's a song which is popular amongst Danish hippies and lefties from Generation 68, entitled "Grown-ups Can Also Be Afraid."
René, den hvid linje. Vi voksne kan også være bange og synge lange, lange, bange sange. Der er så meget, jeg skal passe på. Jeg har jo dig, som jeg skal passe på.
This part of the song goes, grown-up people
Can also be afraid and write a lot of sad songs. There's so much to be afraid of, but I have you to take care of.
나에게는
소리는 하나다.
Korea is one.
Yes.
Thank you.
Good man. What a wonderful man you are.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Korea is Korea. Let's live down. 내 기본적으로 될 거지.
건강하라.
Good. I wish you good health. Good health is a wealth. You see? Remember, please come here whenever you like.
One Korea.
One Korea you want. Oh, real. Wonderful.
Men måtte have nogle overhovedet ikke moralske overhovedet.
I had no moral scruples at all, not when dealing with the North Koreans. All the time I kept thinking of the network of labor and death camps, which are hidden behind the green hills that pass you by as you drive along the deserted highways of North Korea. In these camps, complete families in 3 generations vanish without a trace for small crimes such as sitting on a picture of the dear leader. Unspeakable horrors take place in these camps, and if you should ever find yourself having a delicious picnic at a bubbling creek in a North Korean forest, it is important to remember that it is basically the same as having a picnic in a black forest in Nazi Germany.
Jacob, når vi er færdige med at spise, så skal vi lave show med pigerne.
Jacob. But I wonder why Jacob and Simon don't tell us they are Korean.
I'll ask them. Simon, instruktøren siger, at det vil være meget vigtigt for jeres show, hvis I vil sige til pigerne, at de er koreanere.
Og hvad hvis ikke?
Men der er ikke noget hvis ikke. Han siger bare, at det vil gøre dem meget glade.
Simon og jeg er utrolig glade for at være sammen med så mange smukke piger. Ikke tænke på, fordi drenge er nogle drenge.
너무 고와서 주의해야겠습니다.
Men vi er danskere, men også lidt koreanere.
We are Danish, but also Koreans. Today was gonna be the day when I'm gonna throw it back to you. By now you should somehow realize what you got to do. I don't believe that anybody feels the way I do. Because baby, you're gonna be the one that saves me. And after all, what's up? You're my wonder.
Still, I had not really found what I was looking for. But then Mrs. Park brought it to me on a silver plate, calling it a small peace demonstration. It was the day of the breakout of the Korean War, which the North Koreans blame the Americans for starting, even though it's a well-established historic fact that the war began when the North Koreans invaded the South after Kim Il-sung had been given his long-awaited go-ahead from the Russians. This is the mother lie of the North Korean regime, and now Jacob and I were invited to the very celebration and upholding of this gigantic lie.
Det er synd, at Simon går glip af det her, når han er tyndskid.
오늘까지 세월은 흘러 반세기가 지났어도 그때 찢기고 터지고 피울린 무난의 상처는 이 나라 사람들의 가슴 속에
Kan man ikke mere? Må jeg gøre det, så vi kigger på det?
Jacob, we have this rally because we wanted peace. We want to prevent war. So U.S. imperialists who broke out Korean War in 1950, and this is the very day they broke out, ignited the war in Korea. But still, they are going on wars in everywhere in the world where they go. But all the Korean people want not war but peace. So they are denouncing, they are accusing the U.S. imperialists.
What this means? Down with the USA. Yes. And you use the right hand. Yes. Højre arm er klar, ikke? Bare gør det med mig, ikke? Kan du ikke? Nej. For min skyld? He says he's very impressed about it, but he will need to. He's, you know, it's a very, you know, big scene for him, so he's trying to understand what's happening. I think it's because he has never seen so many people before.
Demonstration will be on.
Men Jacob, prøv, jeg er nødt til at lyve. Jeg tør ikke gøre andet. For din og min skyld er jeg nødt til at lyve.
Anti-US demonstration will be on of Pyongyang citizens.
Yes.
The demonstration.
It will be a fantastic experience, Ms. Park. It's very moving in the heart.
National defense.
Jacob, for min skyld, nu skal du stole på mig, så laver vi den der hilsen. Okay? Gør det for filmens skyld. Jacob, nu gør vi det. Ja, du er meget træt. Vi kommer hjem om lidt. Vi er færdige hjem lidt. Back in the hotel after the march, we saw ourselves on national television, which made me terrified. I was afraid that we were becoming too visible. Postmodern irony never entered North Korea, but I suspected the presence of someone, somewhere, who had to be able to realize that Jacob and I, walking around like this, in the very nerve center of the cult of Kim Jong-il, was bad for business. But nothing happened and darkness fell upon Pyongyang. Nights in North Korea are the worst. You are not allowed to leave the hotel and are left in your room with a darkened view to a world which you never will understand nor take part in. Stripped of all rights except the right to get drunk and smoke cigarettes, you will start to develop weird ideas.
What if the dear leader is right and the rest of the world is wrong? What if Jacob's approach to North Korea was right and mine was wrong? You can easily spend a night contemplating questions such as these. Now, how would the dear leader end a film? In his book On the Art of the Cinema, he says, "If the end of a work is to have a strong political impact and a long-term ideological effect, it must clearly indicate to people the road of future struggle." Unquote. Then, I think, he would go for this kind of ending.
Ja, hvad siger du? Omkring en karakter. Jacob, prøv at... Jeg forstår det simpelthen ikke. Hvad for noget? Hvad du siger? Nu gav manden går ikke op.
Du skal mande dig lidt op.
Ja, Simon er fundet syd. Altså, vi kan ikke have mere sag i såret. Men Jacob, prøv lige at kigge på mit ansigt. Kan du se, hvordan jeg ser ud? Ja, men du er vores eduker, men du kan ikke have de mere grønne næver.
안녕하십니까.
You look as if you were caught up early in the morning.
이제 시간은 13분 남았습니다.
I think 30 minutes left up to your show.
자꾸 이래 끌지 말고 템포로 당겨서.
You'd better do your performance with quick tempo.
We will do our best.
잘 해봅시다. 오늘 잘하는 게.
For your final show.
The final show.
We are sure. It will be wonderful. I have confidence in you. Don't worry.
Prøv lige at stoppe. Jeg var lige ude i salen. Man kunne se, de var alle sammen derinde, ikke? Og så stod generaldirektøren for filmselskabet nede på scenen og holdt tale til hele publikum. Og det virker som om, han ligesom var i gang med at forberede dem på showet. Og så, da de fik øje på mig, så blev jeg smidt ud med det samme.
Tror du, der stod instrueret publikum?
Det ved jeg ikke. Hvordan har du det nu, Jacob?
Der er ikke en positiv historie, og har fået at det ikke er så nemt at bare sige, at Nordkorea er jo godt, men det kan ikke så mange af ikke. Og det er svært at pege på, hvem der egentlig er sulten i det her land. Selvom det er nogle gange folk op.
Men de slår jo folk ihjel.
Ja, men...
De slår også nogen som dig ihjel, jo.
Ja. Det er hver gang, men jeg har lært meget om USA.
Hvad har du lært om det?
Man kan blive meget angst, og man kan blive meget angst for at finde ud af, at de idealer og de værdier, som man tror på, er i verden, at de ikke holder. Og så bliver man psykisk. Det har jeg.
We are going now?
Yes. Så er det showtime, Jacob. 안녕하십니까, 평양. My name is Mads Brügger. I'm a media leader from Denmark.
저희 이름은 마스 브루거입니다. 저는 단마르크 방송회사 기록 영화 제작자입니다.
With me, I have brought two young Danish Korean comedians. This is their first time in Korea, and soon they will give pleasure to you.
그들은 난생 처음 조선을 방문하였습니다.
But first, I want to say this to you. Fight for everything you love, even if it will cost your life. Then living and dying is not so difficult.
그러한 삶과 죽음은 영원할 것이다.
감사합니다. Tusind tak.
감사합니다.
Ej, var du god, Jacob?
Nossell, oh, wonderful, wonderful show.
수고하셨습니다.
Thank you for your show.
I think he has the truth in his heart.
I would prefer another kind of ending. By now, Jacob had come a long way since his breakdown. Before going to a park in Pyongyang, I had told him to write a farewell letter to Mrs. Park, and I also suggested that he should ask her if it would be possible to meet somebody like him in North Korea.
In Park, I have been working. I have been here for 2 good weeks, and I have seen a lot of beautiful spoken books. I have not seen some with handicap.
He wonders if there are handicapped people like him, because he would like to meet some.
Maybe next time.
Here, near.
Next time I come here.
Next time. Oh.
To my surprise, Jacob saved Mrs. Park from the trap I had set for her. But, on the other hand, Jacob's farewell letter to Mrs. Park did the trick.
Dear Mrs. Park, first of all, I think you are a good person. Thank you for your kindness and happiness. I wish you luck and joy in your future life. Working is good, but also remember to find peace and happiness. I will remember you, Mrs. Park, inside my heart. I promise. See you soon.
Very sweet.
Come on.
Really? I will keep your letter in my house. And I'll remember you all the time. Whenever I go to bed, whenever I get up, and whenever I work, wherever I go, I'll think of you. I remember.
Be happy.
Thank you. You also, please be happy.
I am
happiest in the world.
I promise I will be the happiest person in the world.
Yeah, just like my son. I feel like as if you are my son.
Oh.
Tak for det, Jacob.
Ja. Dengang. No.